This is a story of a helpless woman that saved Islam. A woman that was placed in such a helpless situation that she was trapped in, faced tremendous odds, not only ended contributing to Muslims, but ended up changing the face of history. This is a story that happened centuries ago, in one of the darkest times that the Muslims as a whole, as a nation faced. A time where men lost hope. A time where Muslim nations fell on their knees to the opponent of the Muslims of the time. This is the time of the Mongol invasion. They started invading the Muslim world, and the first kingdom that they faced was the kingdom of Khawarizm Shah, a great sultan, a great ruler that ruled the area of Khorasan, modern day Pakistan, and Iran, Persia, right? And it is a powerful kingdom in Central Asia. Nevertheless, in 1 year, the year 617, the Mongols destroyed this entire kingdom, the areas like Samarkand, Bukhara. It used to have 3 million people. By the end of the year 617, they reduced the population to only 200,000. Massive massacres, and they didn't stop there. And they started going towards Iraq and Baghdad. And they started attacking the city itself. And as we know, they even captured the Khilafah, the Muslim Khalifa himself. They killed the Abbasi Khilafah. They put an end to the era of that. For the first time, the Muslims lost their Khalifa. And the Muslims, they started to panic. And they were psychologically defeated. And they started to surrender. Some of the Muslim scholars that lived in this time, Ibn al-Athir, famous Muslim scholar, when he writes about the events of this year, he starts by saying, I am writing about the condolences of Islam. Completely hopeless. Khalas, everything is done. We cannot face them. The Mongols are unbeatable. And they started going to the areas of Sham, Damascus and Aleppo, and it seemed that Islam is falling apart, and people started saying this is the end of times, and Muslim became so psychologically defeated that we read things that are unimaginable. Men, Muslim men, they would tell you one Mongol would enter a place and there's 100 Muslim men, and he would say, wait in your place till I kill all of you. And he would start going, killing the first, second, third. Nobody would move. Completely traumatized and defeated. The Muslims basically internally gave up. Yet the Mongols were stopped. But the story is not complete. The story we know is that who stopped them? Well, in Egypt, the Mamluks of Egypt, those formidable warriors, that Qutos and Baybars that gathered, with the scholar like Al-Izz ibn Abd al-Salam, gathered the forces of Egypt in the battle of Ain Jalut, and they defeated the Mongols. And then the Mongols never came back, and that's it, and that's the end of... That's not true. The story is missing something. Holako was still there. Holako had hundreds of thousands of troops. If he's defeated in one battle, why didn't he come back? Egypt was too small to stand against the largest empire that the world has known, the Mongol Empire, with hundreds of thousands. Why didn't they come back? The true hero is someone else. The true hero is a woman that we do not speak about. See, when the Mongols defeated the Sultan of Khawarizm, his name was Muhammad, Sultan Muhammad, they wanted to humiliate him. So Genghis Khan captured all his family members, and to humiliate him, he started killing some of them, and he went to the daughters of the Sultan, and he took them as slave girls. Can you imagine? One of the daughters of Sultan Muhammad, a Muslim princess, raised as a Muslim, now is a slave girl of Genghis Khan. Her name is Risala Khatun. And he took her and made her a slave girl. He can do whatever he wants with her. And gave her to his son, Joji. Here, take. She was the daughter of the Sultan Muhammad ibn Khawarizm. Now, she is your slave girl. You can do whatever you want with her. If you were in her place, what would you do? Nobody can save you. You're completely trapped, not only with a tyrant. Those are the people that are slaughtering the Muslims. They are some of the worst people. You're trapped in the hands of Genghis Khan and his son. What would you do? Yet, Risala was such an amazing Muslim. She started practicing Islam as much as she can. She demonstrated such character, such peace, that the son of Genghis Khan, Joji, became very impressed. So he decided to free her. And he decided to marry her. Marry her? He's a kafir. What can she do? She can do nothing. She's helpless. But was she helpless? She never lost hope. Men lost hope. Nations bowed down. She didn't. She started practicing Islam as much as she can, and she started to speak to her husband. Her husband became lenient to Muslims, and it is known that unlike his brothers who killed Muslims and like Holako and destroyed, Juji was very lenient with Muslims, and Muslims started to go to his area. But then she gave birth to a son. She had a son from Juji. Her son is the grandson of Genghis Khan that was going to be raised by the Mongols. Can you imagine? What will happen to your son? Become another Holako? Will kill the Muslims? That's the worst nightmare for any woman, that her son becomes the one that kills Muslims. Yet Risala Khatun did not give up. And she started telling her son about Islam, started practicing Islam in her akhlaq, started telling him about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the prophet of Islam. And the young man was confused. He has Genghis Khan and Holako, and then she told him one time, he was going to the capital of Mongolia. On the way back, stop in the city of Bukhara, the great city of the Muslims, and meet one of the scholars there. And indeed, he did that. And he met one of the scholars, Sadr ad-Din al-Zahidi, a great scholar that lived in the time. And he went and he told him, he's a prince. He's the grandson of Genghis Khan. And he told him, my mother sent me. I see her. I'm asking, Islam is something good, but why is Islam the right religion? What about Buddhism? What about Christianity? What about this? How do I know for sure? And that scholar started speaking to him. And the man became impressed. And he told him, write me a book telling me about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and why Islam is the truth. And he wrote him a short book called the Risala al-Nasiriyya. We still have it. And this young man took the book and read it and became convinced. And he returned back to his mother, Risala Khatun, and he told her, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I'm fully convinced that Islam is the truth. And the first thing he did, he changed his name. Now my name is Baraka Khan. And he started building schools in his area and started inviting scholars. Hundreds of thousands of Mongols starting accepting Islam, and he rose to power. That was the time that Holako invaded Baghdad. That was the time Holako killed the Khalifa. That was the time that Holako was sending his army to Egypt. And when the Mamluks of Egypt defeated the Mongols on Ain Jalut, Baraka Khan sent a letter to Bibars. I became a Muslim. I'm a Mongol. Holako is my cousin. The Mongols are my people. But look at al-wala wal-bara. But Islam comes first. And they are tyrants. And what Holako did, despite being my cousin, is not acceptable. He is the enemy of Allah and His Messenger. They're my people, but I'm a Muslim first. Whoa, look at Risala Khatun and what she produced. And he started gathering his army, hundreds of thousands, and started attacking Holako. Holako didn't return to Egypt because Baraka Khan kept him busy. He's the one that defeated Holako. He's the one that humiliated Holako, made him pay for what he did. The son of Risala Khatun, Baraka Khan. He's the one that built Sarai Baraka, this great city, invited scholars. Because the revival, Central Asia became Muslims. Mongols accepted Islam. We never defeated the Mongols totally. They entered into Islam on the hands of Baraka Khan. But who's the true hero? Yeah, we speak about Qutuz and Bibars and Ain Jalut and the Mamluks. Yeah, we spoke about Baraka Khan. The true hero, the Muslim Wonder Woman is Risala Khatun. The hero that we don't even mention. The hero that never lost hope. Though the Muslim nation was losing hope, did what she can, and despite being helpless, ended up humiliating the Mongols. And subhanallah, yamkuruna wa yamkurullah. Look how the story starts. Genghis Khan wanted to humiliate the Muslims, so he took this princess, made her a slave girl, gave her to his son. You did that to yourself. You gave her to your son. She made your grandson a Muslim, and he destroyed your empire. Subhanallah. Subhanaka ya Rabb. That woman saved Islam. That woman saved thousands of Muslims, and she never lost hope. For my dear brothers and sisters, for my sisters that are sometimes trapped in situations that are unfair, for my sisters that do so much and nobody even acknowledge you, for my sisters that feel I'm so helpless, I want to do something for Muslims, but I don't have anything. Be like the Muslim Wonder Woman. Be like Risala Khatun. No matter what your situation is, do not lose hope. Continue to work for this ummah, because the likes of you is why this ummah is still standing today. Be like Risala Khatun.